Picture this. You're at the grocery store, walking with purpose, ready to become a healthier version of yourself. Maybe this is the week you turn your life around. Maybe this is the week you start eating like someone who owns a blender. And then you see it. A label, a promise, a word that feels like it should arrive with angel music and sparkling particles. Healthy. Suddenly you feel lighter, wiser, sponsored by nature itself. But what if I told you that some foods don't lie with ingredients, they lie with vibes? They look clean. They sound pure. They say things like real, fresh, natural, ancient grains, and before you know it, you're eating 50 grams of sugar thinking it's basically a salad. Today, we're exposing the sneakiest foods that pretend to be healthier than they really are. This is the top 7 foods that could be lying to you, right here on History of Food. Acai bowls are Instagram perfection. Purple swirls, neat fruit slices, fancy toppings. They look like health itself. But here's the truth. Many store-bought acai bowls can contain 600 to 900 calories and far more sugar than you'd expect. Real acai berries are low in sugar, but once they're blended with fruit juice, sweeteners, honey, and granola, they become a dessert disguised as breakfast. It's not evil. It just thinks it's healthier than it is. And it's not just the calories, it's the portion sizes that get you. A real serving of acai is tiny, but cafes often serve massive bowl-sized portions that could feed a small village. Acai isn't bad, but without caution, it might be the reason your healthy breakfast acts like a milkshake. Gluten-free products are often seen as cleaner and healthier. But unless you actually have celiac disease or a gluten intolerance, going gluten-free isn't automatically better. Many gluten-free snacks replace wheat with refined starches, extra sugar, preservatives, and oils just to achieve the same flavor and texture. So while the label looks virtuous, the nutritional value can be just as questionable, or worse. The health halo of gluten-free works because people assume that removing one ingredient equals improvement. But in reality, sometimes gluten-free cookies are simply regular cookies wearing a diet hat. And the funniest part? Some of the unhealthiest foods ever, soda, candy, marshmallows, are already gluten-free. They just don't brag about it. Fruit juices love to pretend they're liquid vitamins. But once the fiber is removed and only the sweet part remains, many juices behave just like soda in the bloodstream. A single glass of orange juice can match the sugar content of a can of cola, and because it's labeled 100% juice, people often drink more of it. Our brains are easily tricked when fruit is involved. A sugary drink with a fruit picture on it feels healthier, even when it has the same effect as soda. The problem isn't the fruit, it's the processing. Blending or juicing breaks down the fiber and releases the fructose quickly, making your blood sugar spike faster than a gossip rumor at a family reunion. Plant-based meats can be good for sustainability, but nutritionally they're not always cleaner than real meat. Some brands heavily process their products and use additives, thickeners, gums, flavor enhancers, and high sodium levels to mimic meat's texture and taste. That doesn't make them unhealthy outright, but it does mean they shouldn't be treated as automatically better. The key is moderation. Many people switch to plant-based meat, thinking it's a green light to eat unlimited burgers and nuggets. But health still depends on ingredients, not ideology. If you choose plant-based meat, check the label. If the ingredients include words you'd find in a chemistry exam, treat it like a sometimes food, not a miracle. Oatmeal is known as a heart-healthy breakfast, but flavored instant oatmeals often contain added sugar, artificial flavors, oils, stabilizers, and thickeners to enhance their taste and improve cooking time. Some packets can reach over 20 grams of sugar. That's more than certain ice creams. If you take oats, add sugar, flavorings, and a cute cartoon mascot, you no longer have breakfast. You have dessert at 7 a.m. The healthiest oatmeal is still the simplest one. plain rolled or steel-cut oats with your own toppings. When the ingredient list gets long, the health benefits usually get short. So why do we keep believing these foods are healthier than they are? It comes down to psychology. We trust buzzwords like light, clean, plant-based, organic, and wholesome. These words trigger emotional reactions, not logical ones. Even packaging design plays a role. Soft colors, earthy fonts, illustrations of farms, and friendly phrases like crafted with care make us feel like farmers themselves cook the food over a campfire at sunset. Food labels don't just inform, they influence, and sometimes they manipulate. That's why reading the ingredient list is more trustworthy than reading the front of the packaging. The truth usually hides in the back. Coconut sugar and agave syrup often claim to be healthier alternatives to sugar, but in reality, the body still treats them as sugar. Agave syrup can be up to 90% fructose, meaning it can stress the liver just like high fructose corn syrup. Coconut sugar has a slightly lower glycemic index, but it still raises blood sugar. Do they have any advantages? Yes. They contain trace minerals, and they're less processed than white sugar. But calling them healthy sweeteners is like calling a donut athletic because it's round. They're fine in moderation, but not magical. Reduced fat peanut butter sounds like a health win until you read the ingredients. To keep flavor after removing oils, many brands add sugar, starch, and fillers, making it higher in carbohydrates and lower in nutrition than the original version. Meanwhile, regular peanut butter often contains just peanuts and salt. The irony? Reduced fat peanut butter was created in response to the low-fat trend of the 90s, when people thought removing fat was the golden rule of dieting. Today, we know better. Healthy fats aren't the problem. Ultra-processing is. If your peanut butter needs a paragraph of ingredients, it's not peanut butter anymore. It's a peanut-themed spread. Kombucha markets itself as a probiotic superhero, but depending on the brand, it can also contain fruit juice, sweeteners, or sugar added after fermentation. Some bottles have nearly as much sugar as soft drinks. That doesn't make it bad. Some kombucha really does improve gut health, but it's not all equal. What matters is how it's brewed, how much sugar it has, and whether the probiotics are still alive when you drink it. Kombucha can be good, just not magical. Think of it as a health ambassador, not a healer. Here's the twist. Not all food is dishonest. Sometimes we are the ones hoping to be fooled. We want to believe that acai bowls cleanse our bodies. We want to pretend juice counts as fruit. We want to eat cookies labeled gluten-free and call it self-care. The real question isn't, is this food lying? Sometimes it's, am I believing it because I want to? So what did we learn? Foods don't need to lie, they just need great marketing. Fancy fonts and nature-themed packaging can make anything look pure. But health isn't found in buzzwords, it's found in ingredient lists. The front of the package is advertising. The back is honesty. You don't need to fear these foods, just understand them. Eat what you like, enjoy your snacks. But remember, when food puts on a disguise, curiosity is your superpower. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.